Hello. Hi. Hello, everyone. How is everybody? I see that some of you are already preempting me and saying that you can hear me already. So, of course, I shall ask now that we are officially actually live. Yes, it looks good. Now I need to know the truth, not just the memes. Can you hear me? How is everybody? How has your Saturday been? What have you done with your Saturday, or what are you doing with it? It's been pretty chill on the home front. Lots of just life things, but finally got the chance to read the latest Witchblade. So that was a good time. Ended up having a lot to say about that. So looking forward to getting the chance to talk about that. It's been quite a while since we got to talk about Witchblade. So that will be a good time. In the meantime, as promised on our last stream where we discussed some of the DC Absolute and All In information that was officially dropped when they did the whole premiere with Joshua Williamson and Scott Snyder, where they detailed what it was going to be and what was going on, and some of the official images, not the taken from the leaks, bootleg photo images, and looked at those. And I said that we'd be back on the weekend to discuss even more things. And initially, I was having to compile a bunch of different sources because people were getting different things. And then they just dropped all the solicits for October. So that makes it easy. We can just take a look at all of those, which will have all of the new creative teams and all of that stuff that people are curious about, plus the write-ups, which is always a good time. Always looking forward to that. So we're going to take a look at all of those. But first, I want to get a vibe check. How are we feeling for DC Absolute? I was going to say Absolute Power, that too, but Absolute DC and All In. Are people excited for it? What are your thoughts and feelings? I mean, the fact that you're here means you may skew a bit towards being interested, but I'm curious. What are your thoughts? Let me check out what all of you are saying. I'm seeing some people saying that they're excited so far. Pretty good. Yes, I can't wait. Because I've seen a variety of responses. Ben Chan says, all in, bro. Because one of the common jokes, because it pretty much writes itself, is all in, more like all out. Boom. So it's interesting to see. There, Daniel, there you go. See? Daniel's here to make the all out joke. So I am intrigued. I'm intrigued, and there are some things that really interest me, and there were a couple of people, or not people, titles that are maintaining their creative teams that just made me happier than I'd expect that they weren't changing. So I have many liquids tonight because just looking at how much is there, it's probably going to be quite the read. And I suppose even though people are going to be dropping in and out as we do this, it would behoove me to mention that this is going to be spoilerific, spoiler-tastic. These are the solicits for October. So if you're the kind of person who likes to go on the journey not knowing the ending and you want it to be a surprise or to wait and see, then this is not the stream. Just heads up, because forewarned is forearmed, because this is going to have so many spoilers for things like after Absolute Power and the like. Some of the things they were even teasing in that little premiere video that they did are like, ooh, who's Superwoman? Well, here come the October solicits to tell you. And it's who you thought it was. So yes, I have mocha, I have tea. That looks really precarious on camera. It's the angle of the webcam. It makes it look like it's going to fall all over me, which would be very sad because this dress is velvet and I would feel nothing but sadness. Oh, Anna is saying that you're binging Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Nice. Where are you? What season are you at? That is always a good time. So are you ready? Are you ready to go all in? Look at some covers and just discuss, and hopefully my internet holds out, because it was a lot of covers, and my internet started to look like dial-up for a little bit while I was loading it initially. So we'll see how we do. Hopefully, whatever that was is over. All of you are making me laugh in the side. Justin the Glorpstay is saying Superwoman is Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen is already over in World's Finest, having mentions and homages to his powers and transformation. So let's pull it up. Let's pull it up, and let me scroll up a tiny bit. I put a new custom layout for us, by the way. Ooh, now it looks like I'm looking at the images alongside you instead of being way at the bottom. Into it. So we have below the October DC solicitations with 178 covers to peruse at our leisure, whichever. We're going to do both. We're going to take our time, because if we rush, I don't know if we're going to make it. So we're starting off with Absolute Power number 4. We're going to look at the cover is how we may feel at the end of all of this. So there we go. Some of them are going to be bigger because this one just has so many variants that they had to shrink them so that we could not overwhelm the page. But as you can imagine, there'll be many variants for these. Yes, I was right. Absolute Power number 4. Written by Mark Waid, art and cover by Dan Mora. And then we have all the people doing the variants. I'm assuming there may even be more sometimes. So we shall see. Let me move you out of this blank. See, there is more underneath the ad that is blocked. Raised UV variant cover, connecting variant cover. Oh, that sounds stressful. Power participation variant cover, and villains variant cover. Nightwing, thank you very much. That's right, it's bat time. It's about to be Batman time. I scrolled a tiny bit, not all the way at the bottom, but I hope you like Batman, because get ready. The Dark Knight is here in all forms, regular and rectangle. Daniel is saying, I guess they went all in on variants 100%. But I mean, most companies do these days. That's not atypical. All right, are you ready? As the last remaining resistance fighters fight tooth and nail on the bloody island of Gomorrah, Batman and Superman find themselves at bitter odds. Amanda Waller has come too far to give up now. It's time to call in the reinforcements from beyond the multiversal veil. The fate of our heroes and the future of the DC universe will forever be changed in this shocking grand finale to the Absolute Power saga, as from the ashes, justice is reborn. Dun, dun, dun. And that leads into the all-in, the special all-in edition that they were talking about doing in their little premiere video. This is the promo art that's been floating around. This is the other piece that has the world kind of being split, and you get to see Diana's tattoos, which I'm about. Not everybody is about, though. There are some very strong mixed feelings. This split a Batman down the middle, it really makes the armor plate look more like a bat logo than it does on some of the other covers. This is the other piece that was floating around. I think they were cropping out a lot of Darkseid. Darkseid is now fully revealed. This is the DC All-In Special number 1. There we go. Written by Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson. Art by Daniel Sampere and Wes Craig. And each of them is going to be covering one half. So each of them gets a universe to look at. One's going to be the Superman side. One's going to be the Darkseid side. So now we're definitely getting into spoiler territory. And I agree, sarcastic Angela, that Darkseid looks great on this because of how big he is in scale. It's pretty cool. Like, that would be a nice, if somebody redid that as a diorama, one of those super expensive dioramas that I can only look at and dream of, then that would probably look pretty cool. All right,
Following the events of DC's blockbuster storyline Absolute Power, the heroes of the core DC universe, have fought against the deep divisions in the world around them to usher in a new era of unity. And it's just in time, too, because Darkseid has returned. Superman must gather every hero on Earth to hold the line at 499 against a very different version of the Lord of Apocalypse as they raise our cosmic defenses and prepare for war. And when the first blows land, the shockwaves will ripple into every series in the DCU and shake the nature of their reality to the core, which we already know because of all the stuff they've been doing is going to be the new universe that they're going to have stories inside of. I appreciate the order that Adventures in Poor Taste has done with this, because it's very intuitive. This is actually a good layout for the solicits. They all lay them out differently. This one gets bonus points for flow so far. Oh, there's even more. Hold on. But little do they know, the greater threat is still to come, for there is another Earth, the absolute universe. I mean, they already know there are several other Earths. That's pretty much a regular thing. Here, DC's biggest icons are coming of age with fewer advantages and facing greater opposition than ever before. We'll be the judge of that, while miraculously retaining the immutable heroism that has inspired fans for decades. But can they really protect the light that shines inside them? That's a musical line right there. When the world in which they live is hurtling toward a terrible destiny? So here it is, the cover. That this one's been everywhere. This was the first leak. This is the absolute Batman. This is the costume and the design that's been discussed at length about whether people are enjoying the swole, think it's too much. They don't have a sickness for the thickness. It depends. Some people are down for the logo. Some people aren't. So where are you at with it now that you've seen it for a little while? Alexander F is saying Batman clearly on Venom. Listen, he didn't have as many advantages, so he had to hang out at the gym and get swole. So Michael J. Hilliard is saying Bruce Thickerman. Aw, Daniel, you think this is the ugliest batsuit ever put on paper? I can think of uglier batsuits. I can definitely think of uglier batsuits. There are things I like about this. I'm a fan of long-eared Batman. I like the long ears. They're kind of a throwback. I do not mind the capey thing, the at least how it's drawn here, where it looks like bat wings, kind of in his legs though. Oh man, those tree trunk legs are a lot. That's a lot. He's gonna take you out. I would not want those legs coming anywhere near me. I'm frightened. All right. Absolute Batman #1, written by Scott Snyder, art and cover by Nick Dragotta. And then we, of course, have some variants, but they're keeping those. We're keeping those under wraps. We can't see those yet unless they also end up leaking. So, without the mansion, without the money, without the butler, which is already in the main universe because Alfred's been dead for a while, what's left is the absolute Dark Knight. Absolute Dark Knight is a fun turn of phrase, actually. Daniel, thank you very much. Best areas we rate all the bat suits. Ooh, rating all the bat suits would be a task. Like bat suit tier list, that would be a long video. There would be some curveballs in there. So we also have to look at Superman, who got that article on Bleeding Cool completely dedicated to his floppy hair, which at least on this cover does not look as floppy as it could be. At least that's not what I think of when I think of floppy hair. I think of that 90s era floppy hair where the part was directly in the center and then it came down on both sides. But it's a little floppy. I do like the atmosphere of this image though. So this is Absolute Superman #1, written by Jason Aaron, art and cover by Rafa Sandoval. And we have also the variants, cardstock, all that stuff. Without the fortress, without the family, without a home, what's left is the absolute Man of Steel. See, they're a series. They're a trinity. They're a trinity of people without things. Alexander F., thank you very much. The absolute Batman or the absolute unit? Absolute everything. Everything is absolute. I do think absolute is a good name for this line, though, because it does tie in with what they call their special edition books, the absolute books. So we'll have to see what Clark is like when he has nothing. He's just the absolute man of steel with his arms. His arms that are meant to burn. I'm really curious about why his arms are so intensely hot. Here's Wonder Woman. Let's take a look at her. Terest504, thank you very much. Absolute Dark Knight sounds like a sponsored drink. It's Absolute Dark Knight. To me, it sounds more like some kind of deodorant or cologne if we're going to brandify it in some way. Like you wear it out late. They can do a commercial with all kinds of no talking. The music's playing. People in suits just looking over sky like cityscapes. All right. Absolute Wonder Woman #1, written by Kelly Thompson, art and cover by Hayden Sherman. So, there's a Jim Lee variant. All right. Ready for the same thing? Let's get ready. Without the island paradise, without the sisterhood that shaped her, without a mission of peace, hence the giant cloud sword, what's left is the absolute Amazon. So we'll see. This is the one that I've seen a lot of people have some questions about. They're like, it's too far. They're pushing it too far. How different is too different? So we shall see. Without all of them, without universe of absolute withoutness. Craig Anderson, thank you very much. What is your favorite and least favorite suit from the Trinity? And with characters like Wonder Woman and Supergirl, do you prefer skirts or no skirts? I can answer the latter half of that just because favorite suit from the Trinity would be there are so many. There are so many to choose from. Pants are more practical, but I do enjoy the skirt look. It's going to check the practicality at the door. There have been some very nice panted costumes, but on the whole, the iconography and the history of the skirt, I am a fan of the skirt, but pants can look good too. It depends, but usually I'll go for the skirt. So are you ready for Batman? This is Jorge Jimenez, right? Right? Yeah. Got it right. Just by looking at it. So we have many covers to look at for Batman. Lots of them. So here we go. Batman doing things because Batman is now Bruce Wayne once more. It's not fail-safe Zur-En-Arrh. We're back to the usual status quo-ish, but remember, this is also supposed to be a new story arc, new start. So this is Batman 153, written by Chip Zdarsky, art by Jorge Jimenez. Let's go. Cover also, and many, many variants. That was Kelly Jones. I wasn't sure, but it is. All right. Batman is back with a vengeance, and Bruce Wayne's new public initiatives have Gotham on the verge of finally becoming a great city. Does the bright future include the Riddler, who's seemingly gone legit? Are we doing another reformed Riddler arc? Please, let me have this. Or the new unnerving hero Commander Star, which is a villain name, and can Gotham survive the shocking murder of one of its greatest citizens? Who is one of the greatest citizens of Gotham? Please let me have Reformed Riddler, even if it's just for a little bit. Who else remembers the Reformed Riddler arc where he was a private investigator / detective? That was good times. It was Paul Dini when that was happening in the comics. The Dying City starts here. That's a nice name for an arc. With a case that only Batman can solve, but the answers may unravel his world and all of Gotham. As per usual, it was Tuesday, or I guess they're releasing on Wednesday again. It was Wednesday. Ben Chan is saying Silver St. Cloud. Silver St. Cloud's been dead. Here's one of our murder covers. Is that the Riddler in the corner there? I think it is. Is that Bane up top looking star? Like, is that Commander Star? Oh, we're getting two. We're getting two for this month. Batman 154. All right. Written by Chip Zdarsky and art by Carmine Giandomenico. I always say I have so many comics that he's drawn, and every time it's a struggle for me, and it's so sad. You think it would have gotten easier for me by now. It's because I think about it too much. I over anticipate. Murder has rocked the heart of Gotham. Batman and Jim Gordon will have to piece together the clues and discover the truth, no matter how dark. Has the Riddler really gone legit? We're still asking. Is the Court of Owls involved? Ooh, topical. Meanwhile, public sentiment is turning against Wayne Enterprises' public initiatives, with new hero Commander Star sowing the seeds of discontent, because with a name like that, you know no good can come of it. Let's sit here on Superwoman for a moment. Terest504, thank you very much. I worked in nightclubs, and Absolute Vodka was always sending us recipes for sponsored cocktails. You click on a sponsored like cocktail link once, and unless you unsubscribe from that, that's just going to be in your inbox forever. It's just like, oh, you're interested? You're trapped in the emails. Jesse6, thank you very much. Maybe Absolute Bruce Ann and Clark can all move in together, a la Three's Company, and then they won't be without friendship. It never said they were without that. So that's definitely a viable option for them. They can still have those things. There are still things that they have. So look over here. Can you guess? Can you guess who Superwoman is? I do like this cover a lot, though. It's really nice. This is Superman number 19, written by Joshua Williamson, art and cover by Dan Mora. The Many Deaths of Doomsday. Ben Chan, thank you very much. I am all in on Commander Star. It's very fun to say. It is enjoyable. May he have a long arc that we can talk about, just so we can say Commander Star many times in a video. Superman and Superwoman must deal with the return of the rampaging Doomsday. And wait, Superwoman Legasp. After the events of Absolute Power, Lois Lane has new powers, but how long can they last? And waiting in the shadows is one of Superman's greatest enemies, the Time Trapper. Jump on to a new exciting story arc that will shape the future of Superman. Anything else? No, okay, because there's been a few times you scroll down, there's been an extra sentence or something. This run's been very fun. That sounds like fun. I'm looking forward to seeing Lois as Superwoman again. We all guessed right for the people who were putting their bets on Lois. I'm glad, because that's a really nice callback to the times when she got powers. I think I have a video from years ago when she became Superwoman in the Golden Age. So it's been a thing for a while for that to be something that Lois does. So looking forward to seeing that again. False Names is saying Lois Lane marries the Time Trapper. That would be too Silver Age. I don't think we're ready. We're ready for that much Silver Age. The art style reminds me a bit of Michael Turner. Oh, you mean with like the length of the lines? A little bit? With like their body structure? I can see that a little bit. I was looking at some of Turner's art earlier today because of Witchblade. Lots of the music. Thank you very much. This all-in thing sounds so edgy. I might cut myself reading. And here I was thinking the new 52 days were behind us. Love your channel. Thank you very much. I'm very interested in comparing and contrasting this to the new 52 once all the new Absolute stuff is out. It's going to be interesting because unlike the new 52, which stopped everything, the main books will still be there. So I do think that that will be a strength that this should have. Potentially, but again, we'll see how it plays out. We shall have to wait and see. So we have Wonder Woman. Various Wonder Woman covers. Wonder Woman number 14, written by Tom King, art by Daniel Sempere. There we go. Kelly Jones doing another Trick or Treat cover, but it's not as terrifying or in the scary vein. It's cute. It's more cute. The other one was kind of cute, but not this cute. So, with the tide of the war against the Sovereign turning, Wonder Woman's greatest love, Birdman, takes matters into his own hands with deadly consequences. Could Steve's end be the beginning of Diana's greatest adventure yet? Behold the birth of Trinity. Has this run made you care about Steve? It wants to. Every time I do a video about Steve Trevor, some people come in and go, Steve Trevor, the most boring man alive. So, has it made you care? Do you care about Steve yet? This is a nice patchwork one. And look, it's got the bike shorts. Instant win for bike shorts on the cover. Got what we got here. Got all this Diana 4. But why, though? I think this one's my least favorite of the ones they've shown so far. Hey, look at the new 52 cover there. Oh, I recognize a bunch of these. Oh, there's a Sensational Comics one. Look at that. Is that a Greg Rucka one? Oh, my goodness. We'll play Spot the Cover. This is Wonder Woman Uncovered #1, written by Ivan Cohen. We have art by many people. Marguerite Sauvage, Joe Quinones, Joel Jones, Lee Weeks, Paul Pope, Brian Boland, Jim Bartell, and more. Is this one of those cover issues? Yep. A sensational one-shot celebrating the amazing Amazon's most eye-catching covers. So if you like covers, this is one of the ones for you. Your face is drawn very differently on this cover, and it's stark when you have the other ones that you were just looking at. So covers. Oh, by the way, Mon-El is around doing things. So for those of you who care about Mon-El, this is her time. This is your time. See, I said her time because I'm thinking about Wonder Woman in that cover. It's on my brain now. This is Action Comics 1070, written by Mark Waid and Mariko Tamaki, because there's a backup story. So we have art by Clayton Henry and Skylar Patridge. An otherworldly horror is tearing through Metropolis, has emerged from the Phantom Zone. An otherworldly horror tearing its way through Metropolis has emerged from the Phantom Zone. There we go. That sounds better. Something's wrong in the zone. Something terrible. And Superman must enter alone to find out what. From the pages of Absolute Power and Batman/Superman World's Finest comes a new action epic unlike any you've seen before, from the visionary creative team of Mark Waid and Clayton Henry. So they did already start to see this in World's Finest. There were some cool panels in the last one where they were tugging on the reality of the sixth dimension. You saw a lot of various canon things, and some of it was from the mainline stuff that's going on in the main universe. So they have been seeding that. Plus, the Woman of Tomorrow is here today. Supergirl specials. Mariko Tamaki and Skylar Patridge return to bring Kara to the farthest reaches of space in pursuit of a mysterious threat only she can handle. The Woman of Tomorrow today. Arthur 2010 FX, thank you very much. I would say this All Initiative and the 2 years leading up mirrors more what DC was doing in the early to mid 2000s, especially since it's leading to a Dark Side event. So are you feeling more Infinite Crisis, Final Crisis vibes than New 52 vibes? Is that what you're saying? It has had a lot of buildup. When they say that they've been working on it for a while, I believe. I like that. I like that a lot. So what do we have? Is the Phantom Zone? Oh, because we're soliciting 2 again? I think we are. We're soliciting 2, aren't we? Yes, we are. Action Comics 1071. Art by Clayton Henry, Michael Shelfer, and Skylar Patridge. Trapped in the Phantom Zone. Oh, it didn't go well for him. Investigating the ethereal prison created by his father, Superman finds himself helpless before the dreaded Phantom King, which is fun to say. But what surprise reveal is in store for him, aside from the Phantom King? A clue lies in Superman's teenage years. As Superboy? Are we going to do some Superboy things? Plus, Supergirl finds herself on trial as she comes face to face with the judge of the United Planet's highest court. I just want to say Phantom King in the Hall of the Phantom King. Ooh, maybe if they do something cool, I can play in the Hall of the Mountain King and we can do a thing. I hope we can do a thing. That would be fun. In the Hall of the Phantom King. Sounds like an interesting time. Ooh, I like the sand going down through the costume. There we go. Ooh. His angry reveal. Action Comics 1072. Oh, calm down. Is this still October? It is. This is still October? We're just trying to live our lives. We're just trying to live our lives, DC. Oh, hold on. I need to take a sip to recover. I think this calls for a sip of tea. Okay, I'm ready. Weekly Action Comics 1072, written by Mark Waid and Mariko Tamaki, art by Clayton Henry, Michael Shelfer, and Skylar Patridge. The secret history of one of Superman's oldest friends, Mon-El, is revealed, and his deadly connection to Zadu, the Phantom King, leaves Superman speechless. The Man of Steel's mission into the corrupt heart of the Zone continues in the most shocking installment yet of the Action Comics Weekly. Oh, weekly is stressful. As the grand villain behind its peril stands poised to strike. It's been weekly before, but when it was weekly, last time I read weekly stuff for like Hal Jordan on Oprah and the like, the stories were a lot more bite-sized. Plus, Supergirl finds herself in pursuit of an assassin seeking justice of their own. Hey, Mon-El. I like this cover a lot. Mon-El looks nice on this cover. Well, if it's weekly, I think that means, do we have time for one more? Oh, I like that one. I like that one a lot. That's menacing. I like the snake eyes on that. That is giving me Uncanny Valley. Uncanny Valley vibes. Because he still kind of has a man face. I can't stop looking at it. It's also got this texturing on it that makes it look like it's almost on one of those, like, those comforters or something. Action Comics 1073, written by Mark Waid, Mariko Tamaki, art by Clayton Henry, Michael Shear, and Skylar Patridge. Let's go, Shelfer. It's a race against time for Superman and Mon-El to prevent the lethal forces of Zadu and Aether from converging. But to save the present, the Man of Steel is forced to face the past. It's the dramatic return of Krypton's last son to his homeworld as the Man of Tomorrow voyages to the city of yesterday, which is a nice turn of phrase. Plus, Kara meets the being at the center of her quest. What could they have done to cause the whole universe to unite against them? Find out in the next thrilling chapter of Supergirl. Let's leave Batman here for a moment, poised to strike. Hopefully not weekly. MP, thank you very much. DC's gone back and forth between modern reboots, Crisis on Infinite Earths, New 52, and then walking it back, Infinite Crisis and Rebirth. All in reconciles the two approaches. I would say so. It's definitely what they're trying to do. They're trying to maintain the things that people are enjoying and a steady continuity, but also do something different where people are without so many things. We'll see how it lands. I do think that there is interest. I've heard some buzz around it. There's also a lot of, like, it's not going to work, but that happens every time they try to do a big initiative. So I'm genuinely on the I want to see it out side of things. Some of the things I think sound really interesting. Batman. Detective Comics 1090. This is one of the new creative teams that's been released in the rumors and all that. I actually really like this close-up on his face. All right, Detective Comics 1090, written by Tom Taylor, art and cover by Mikhail Janin. Long ago, I hadn't read this before. Long ago, the murders of Thomas and Martha Wayne changed Gotham forever, but there is something you never knew about the Dark Knight's tragic origin, which has been lying in wait to strike at Batman ever since that fateful night in Crime Alley. No, please God, no. And now, all these years later, this ghost of Gotham's past begins to reveal itself. Okay, so Batman has an origin that's pretty near perfect on inception, and it's one of those things where when you start to tweak it, you can drastically alter what the character means. So we shall see. Are we going in a Court of Owls direction or somewhere else? I will approach this cautiously with some mild concerns. We shall see. We'll see where this goes. Then we're talking about who this Batman tale will rattle the very foundations of the Dark Knight. Things may never be the same again. No, please. I like firm foundations. Sometimes a firm foundation is nice and cozy. Not everything needs to be shaken. Some things are nice, bolted down. We shall see. You never know. Maybe it'll be amazing and revolutionary. We'll be coming back and be like, wow, the origin should always have been like this. But just based on past examples of when they have tweaked various things, as people have done it before, even before the Court of Owls thing that they kind of walked back, but then walked back towards, and they've left in this very interesting space because that fundamentally alters Bruce's relationship to Gotham and everything. They've also played with other things, like what if his dad was a jerk or was cheating on his mom and a whole bunch of stuff, and every time they end up bringing it back. So we shall see. I will give anything a good old college try, but we'll see. I think, Bruce just got to a place again where they're like, he's going to be healthier. He literally excised the paranoid parts of his personality. He's trying to do all of this work for Gotham, this philanthropic work to actually change it on a foundational level again, because he's done that before too. And they're like, let's rattle his foundations. No. Daniel says, leave Bruce alone. Stop rattling his foundations. We'll see. We'll see where we go. I'm slightly scared, and that's appropriate because it's October, so it's spooky month. This is Nightwing. Hello, Nightwing. Oh, brooding Nightwing and Lorraine. This feels like an album cover, or like one of those covers of one of those live journal like mixtapes that people used to make. This one's also giving me slightly uncanny vibes in the face. Nightwing, number 119, written by Dan Waters, art and cover by Dexter Soy. We also have a Trick or Treat variant, but it's not here. It doesn't seem to be. All right. Bloodhaven has erupted in violence as rival gangs vie to fill the power vacuum left by Nightwing's cleanup of corrupt officials, but is an outside force turning the gangs against each other, escalating the violence in Bloodhaven toward even more sinister ends. To find out, Nightwing must do the unthinkable no matter the cost. Don't miss the start of this groundbreaking new arc that will redefine what it means to be a hero. We're redefining things. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see where Nightwing goes. I'm always there to check out what Nightwing's doing. So this is Harley Quinn, which we already knew was going to have a different creative team because Tanya was posting about it on her Substack and all of that. We have many a variant over here. See, like this. I'm kind of liking the coat vibe that they're doing. Every now and again, they try and reinvent her costume a little bit. Kind of pro Two-Face coat. So this is Harley Quinn number 44, written by Elliot Kalan and art by Mindy Lee. Oh, okay, we're still doing that thing where the solicits are written in Harley's voice. Hold on, I need to get into the headspace. Let's scroll back up so I can get into the Harley Quinn solicit headspace, which is different from actual Harley Quinn. All right, let's go. The bigwigs here at DC want me to be a little clearer on these snooze licits texts, so here goes nothing. Begin the pre-written statement. When Harley Quinn discovers her favorite dangerous neighborhood in Gotham City, Throat Cut Hill, has been gentrified beyond recognition, she breaks bad and sets out on a one-clown woman mission to make Gotham City safe for crime again. Wow, I couldn't have said it better myself, and luckily, I won't have to. Thanks to the excellent work of my new creative team, You Are Not Deadpool, Elliot Kalan, the Flophouse Mystery Science Theater 3000, and Mindy Lee. Bounty, Harley Quinn, everybody hates side quests. They're really ramping up the Deadpoolification of Harley in these solicits. But okay, so we're doing different creative team, but Harley is still on that same direction that she's been on for a while. Selvala is saying, hot take, we need more Calendar Man. I would agree with that. I'm one of those people who's actually very excited whenever Calendar Man shows up. There was a period when Calendar Man and Barbara Gordon Oracle were having a rivalry, like an information off. I really enjoyed that era very much. This is Poison Ivy. This was the one that I was very happy when I saw the creative team was the same, because Poison Ivy has just been over here quietly doing a thing. So it's still going. This is Poison Ivy number 26, written by G. Willow Wilson, art by Marcio Takara. Ooh, also getting a trick-or-treat variant. Exciting. As she contends with a brand new life and restored powers, Poison Ivy resumes her wrathful and just war for the balance of the natural world. Her latest mission, to restore life to the wetlands that Gotham City's industrial waste has destroyed. But her goals are upended when she unintentionally resurrects an ancient place from Gotham's past, and with it, something hungry. Meanwhile, cleansing fires burn across America, seeking to rid the country of human influence. And somehow, Poison Ivy is to blame. So this is still going along, doing its thing. Yay, in my opinion. We haven't talked about it on the channel, but we should. We should at some point. All right, this is Catwoman, which is also getting a new creative team, which we knew already. Various Catwomans. That doesn't look secure. I hope that there's tape. Hope there's lots of tape involved in that. This sketched out cover here with all the cats. Are there 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, boo! Could have been 9 to lead into the 9 lives thing. So this is Catwoman number 69, which everybody made jokes about and was like nice and stuff, but we're not going to do that here. Written by Torrin Grunbeck and art by Fabian Mascolo. So what do we got going on? New Selena arc. Let's go. Selena Kyle does not know why the attempt on her life was made, nor does she know who ordered it. As she desperately searches for clues as to who has suddenly orchestrated this lethal manhunt against her, one thing becomes abundantly clear. The answers don't lie in her life as the Catwoman of Gotham City. To save her own life, Selena Kyle must re-enter the world of a sinister international syndicate that years ago helped transform her into the world's foremost thief. A tale of identity, broken alliances, and pulse-pounding action begins here. Okay, hopefully that means that we'll keep her away from Bruce just for a little bit so they can take a break from each other and then come back when they're less of a hot mess, even though she just went to visit him in Batman 151. But I can dream. Green Lantern. Oh my gosh, I'm smiling as the cover comes up. I'm deep in the Green Lantern hole, guys. Looks like he's got a mech arm on this cover. Oh, I like the Chris Samney cover. I like this one too, even though he's got quite the chin on this cover. Green Lantern number 16, also keeping the same creative team. Yay. Written by Jeremy Adams, art and cover by Germanico. The seeds of war have been sown, and now a massive battle rages across the galaxy. Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, and Guy Gardner must race to unlock the mystery of the Dark Star Resurrection, what it means for their beloved friend Kilowog, and just how to battle an entire planet. The red rage of Mogo rains down on our heroes as the Civil Corps heats up. Civil Corps. It was one pun, but it's okay. We're going to allow it. This arc has been really cool. It started off slow. This arc has been what the Grant Morrison arc claimed to be, but wasn't, which was back to basics. This actually was back to basics and then jumped off and did its own lore stuff, which has been fun. Ah, there he is fighting angry Sinestro, because Sinestro is angry now. He feels that rage deep inside his soul. Oh, I like this one too. Even though everybody's so angry. This is a serious angry cover. This is Green Lantern Civil Corps Special number 1. Written by Jeremy Adams and Philip Kennedy Johnson. Art by Salvador Larroca. Lord Premier Theros sends a surprising foe to retrieve the Dark Star Ring from Jon Stewart, which leads to a desperate plan to expose the United Planets as a force of evil. Allies and enemies will join this special issue to launch the Green Lanterns in a direction that will change the DC cosmos forever. Common sense, thank you very much. There is a rumor Absolute Wonder Woman may be from Norse mythology instead of Greek. If so, it is a slap in the face to Gundra, a Wonder Woman villain from Valhalla. We'll see what direction they go in. Is it because of the tattoos? Is that why? Because I've seen lots of rumors flying because of the pattern that she has with the tattoos. Green Arrow. It's Green Arrow. Are you ready for Green Arrow spoilers as to the things? Because right now we're supposed to be in the why would Oliver Queen do this? So now we get to see why. I feel like Royce would always feel this way about Ollie. Just breaking his thing like that feels apt, feels appropriate. This is Green Arrow number 350, legacy numbering. Okay. This run has also been really solid. If you like Green Arrow, it's worth it. Written by Joshua Williamson and Chris Condon. Art by Amonke Nelopon and Montos. This oversized issue features the aftermath of Oliver Queen's role in absolute power, while also setting the stage for his next chapter. First, Oliver Queen did the unthinkable to protect his family, and now must deal with the ramifications of his actions. Will his family and friends forgive him? Then, get ready for the opening chapter of the Emerald Archer's next adventure from writer Chris Condon and artist Montos. So you ready for why would Oliver Queen do this? And the Arrow family has gotten so big over the years. I'm just look at Leanne. Yay. I'm really glad to see Leanne. What are you all saying on the side? Got to catch up with all of you as well as I take a drink. We're actually making, I think we're getting through. We're doing, it's not as overwhelming as anticipated. Again, the ordering and layout of this, I think, is really helping. All right. Rockstar, thank you very much. I wonder how Trossus will feel about Red Lantern Sinestro. Red Lantern Sinestro so far has kind of been his own thing. So we shall see. It would be nice to see more because the cores have been factoring into it a bit more. It was really cool to see Razor and stuff. Oh, that's nice. This is Green Arrow 2024 Annual number 1. Written by Joshua Williamson, art and cover by Sean Isaacson. Joshua Williamson, this is their final celebration of the Emerald Archer and the Green Arrow family. Oliver Queen goes on an epic journey as he is forced to find the last lost piece of his life, an epilogue issue to the last year of Green Arrow. The Flash doing stuff. That is very trippy. I'm not sure how I feel, but it's so stylized. I kind of like it. It almost looks like he's being sucked into the Speed Force. There we go. This is The Flash, number 14, written by Simon Spurrier. Why does it do this? Why does it do this? I don't want to go to Walmart. I really don't. Hold on, it's done this to me before, and I have to do like a whole rigmarole to like get it to go back down. It's so sad. That's okay. We can take a breather before we dive into it. That's right. So I was like, it was me, Barry. I didn't want them to read your solicit. They didn't need to know what was going on in The Flash. All right. You can't stop us, Reverse Flash. Wally, Linda, and the kids come together in the wake of the losses suffered to heal as a family and figure out their new abilities. While this family trip has a unique destination, Skitaris in the center of the earth, Wally's begun an evolution into a new form, his final form, and he's not ready to share that with the rest of his family. Carmen is saying Thawne wants to go to Walmart. Oh, what do you think the Reverse Flash buys at Walmart? We got some Titans. Yep, looks like we've got Titans. That silence is me thinking about this cover. It's Nightwing's face. It's all... Donna? There's offness here. It's not just me, right? It's not just... Okay. Titans, number 16. This is also a new creative team. And this one is written by John Layman, art by Pete Woods. A League of Their Own. After the events of Absolute Power, the team looks toward the future. I'm combining the words, and their place in it. Will their failure to control Amanda Waller mean lasting consequences for the hero community? Batman and Robin number 14, which also we have new people. We have written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, art and cover by Javier Fernandez. It's sadly not here, but I'm sure it's on other solicits. Sometimes things get crunched. It's trying to load so many things. You saw it was trying to take me other places. Archer 2010 FX, thank you very much. Thoughts on Ivy and Harley as a couple, pros and cons. Lots and lots of thoughts. It would take a while to discuss them. It's actually something that I've thought about making a video on for quite a while. But again, it's something that I always get derailed on because it would be so long. And if we stop to talk about that, we won't make it to the end. You see the sidebar here. We have much more to go. But there are lots of interesting things that could be discussed about it, from its history and the evolution, where it stands now, and its depictions in various media. But again, it's a lot. It is a lot of a lot. Damian Wayne is the son of the Bat, grandson of the Demon, and Robin, but as he nears the age at which his father traveled the world, one question is on his mind. Who is Damian outside of the crusades his family has tasked him with fighting since birth? When he starts to look beyond his life of endless violence, a different way to help the world begins to present itself. But when an enigmatic new murderer begins reenacting traumatic crimes from Gotham's history, poor Gotham, Batman will need Robin more than ever before. It's a whole new dynamic for the dynamic duo as powerhouse people take over, bring you the new, dark, and mystifying next chapter in the lives of Bruce and Damian Wayne. You are not ready for what's in store. You are not ready. Jordana Siegel is going, Damian is 20 now. Damian's grown a bit. He's not that old yet, but he's grown some over time. He's catching up with John. You are not ready. This is challenging you. Challenge accepted. Batman and Robin number 14. I'm ready. I was born ready for Batman and Robin number 14. This is Birds of Prey. All right. I wasn't prepared for the kawaii cover. Well, I wasn't prepared for a really long Barbara Gordon cover either. All right, Birds of Prey, number 14. Written by Kelly Thompson, art by Sammy Barcy. The Birds of Prey are back to business as they infiltrate the Ninth Day, a mysterious corporation the birds believe has kidnapped people, including Amazons that have gone missing. When their spy on the inside, an undercover Cassandra Cain, breaks contact, it'll be up to Oracle, Black Canary, Big Barda, Megara, and newcomers Grace, Joy, and Onyx to bust her out. Don't miss the start of this thrilling new arc where the fate of the Amazons rests in the hands of a silent warrior. This looks very serious. This cover is looking... it's giving serious vibes. A bone saw is ready. I'll always appreciate a Running Man reference. Look at that nice, that finger tattoo. Look at the nice lettering that you would get on that. That would be difficult to get it on there like that. Doubt. Is that Miss Martian? Oh, this guy's just got all the cool tattoos. Oh no, is he hurting him with self-esteem? He's hurting his self-esteem. He's saying bad, like mean things to him. Too slow. Parents be ashamed. Oh no. As long as it's not internet comments. As long as it's not internet comments, we'll be okay. Batman, the Brave and the Bold, number 18. Written by Christian Ward, Jeremy Adams, and more, because this is an anthology. Art by Patrick Reynolds, Laura Braga, and more. It runs through all of us, corrupting hope into fear, love into apprehension, and our strongest selves into our weakest. Its name is doubt. New Lantern Corps when? And when a mysterious new villain arrives with the ability to wield it as a weapon, Batman will face an inner journey unlike any he's ever experienced. He's never experienced doubt, guys. Finally, Aquaman and Miss Martian unite to face a threat with shocking ties to both of their pasts and possibly their futures. He's never experienced doubt of any kind. Oh. Are they vampires? Is that vampire bats again? Is that the Vampire of Steel? I sure hope so. That looks like one of the classic Superman and Batman covers from the early Jeff Loeb era, where all the writing was just them talking about each other, like waxing poetic about their friendship. Good times. Superman looks way too happy on this one, firing those lasers. It's like, I'm a firing my laser. I'm like, no, it's so much happiness going on there. Jack Muad'Dib, how do you bite Superman? That question comes up every time, every single time. Ben Chan, thank you very much. I am all in on doubt, or am I? This is Batman / Superman World's Finest, number 32, written by Mark Waid, and now the art is by Adrian Gutierrez because Dan Mora is doing Superman. Even the combined might of the Man of Steel and the Dark Knight detective cannot overcome the reincarnation of the literal wrath of God. Sounds like our heroes are going to need some reinforcements. Oh, they're not vampires? That makes me sad. It's the world's finest debut of the Justice League as night falls, potentially, on the DCU. I had to use this cover because it's great. This is Power Girl. She's just so happy, and the cover is so glorious. So much window. Oh my gosh, this one's trying to do both. This one's trying to do the classic, getting both into the shot with the broken waist and all of that. What a throwback. Also, I didn't know that Power Girl was that thick. It's the angle. Ooh, I like this one because it's got the arms. Because, she works out. I really like those glasses. The classic, like what are those called? Kyle Rayner used to wear them too. I really like them. This is Power Girl number 14, written by Leah Williams. Art by Adriana Mello. There we go. I don't know why my brain stopped working there for a minute, but it did. The mysterious new hero has taken Metropolis by storm, but Power Girl and Omen don't believe the hype. How can this heroine stop crime before it starts? Never by any means that are good. Find out as Power Girl fights to save her city from itself. If we don't have to talk about Axel anymore, that's a win for me. No more Axel. I keep coming back to it. It's just so much. It's just so much. I still like the top one, though, and the arms. There's so many things to like. Windsor glasses? Is that what they're called? Are they called that? I actually kind of want a pair. And I like them. I don't think they look that nice on me, but I think they're cool looking. Shazam, aka Captain Marvel. There we go. Shazam, number 16, written by Josie Campbell, art by Emanuela Lupacchino. Shazam family road trip, or at least an escape from Philly, as the kids hit the road to investigate some twisted monster attacks. Freddy's new powers should come in handy, except something's off with him. Will the cost for his new abilities be more than he can pay? Yeah, a lot of characters have worn those glasses. They're cool. I like them. They are fashion. This is Batman, The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween. Menacing penguin cover. Why is he eating it? Why would he take a bite out of it? That's just like a Killer Croc thing to do. Why would he bite it? This is number 2, written by Jeff Loeb, art by Klaus Janson. There is one cover by Tim Sale as well. Okay, this one has a long write-up, so hold on. In 1996, writer Jeff Loeb and artist Tim Sale teamed up for Batman The Long Halloween, an award-winning 13-chapter saga that spawned multiple sequels and stands as the most influential Batman story of its era. Now Loeb returns to the world of The Long Halloween for its long-anticipated final act, Batman The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween. an all-new 10-part mystery continuing the story from 2021's The Long Halloween Special. In each issue, Loeb will be joined by one of the top artists in comics in a beautiful and lovingly crafted tribute to Sale's art and legacy. Hoping to bring an end to the terrible tragedy that has struck Gotham, Batman and Robin descend into the hellish depths of Arkham Asylum, seeking answers, and come face to face with some of the city's most nefarious criminals. That's something that I'll be checking out. This we've looked at in the last stream, but we're here in the solicit, so we're going to read it here too. This is the Batman and Robin 12-issue year one with Mark Waid and Chris Samney. Because they announced this before. Again, they've been announcing things left and right, and all the solicits came out, so best to just do them all in one place. I like this one, the homage cover. All right, it's Batman and Robin year one, number one, written by Mark Waid, art and cover by Chris Samney. While Bruce Wayne, this is Dad Man, this is Bat Dad. While Bruce Wayne adjusts to the realities of adopting orphan Dick Grayson, a mysterious new crime boss called the General has come to Gotham to claim the city by disrupting and destroying its other mobs. But what is his connection to Two-Face? Batman and his new sidekick Robin are out for answers, but it'll take everything they have to navigate both sides of their relationship as father and son and dynamic duo, with Dick Grayson's present and future hanging in the balance. So it's another one of this is their first year getting into the groove as both like father and son and also dynamic duo. I need to eat a blueberry. I'm so sorry, but I'm hungry. Let's enjoy Poison Ivy and the Swamp Thing while I eat this blueberry. Ooh. Ooh. I like the look of that. Poison Ivy / Swamp Thing, feral trees. It is a very interesting dynamic because of their connections to the green and the like, so it is interesting to see them do more things with that. So this is written by G. Willow Wilson, art by Mike Perkins. There's something wrong with the trees. A presence screaming out in pain, tearing, gnashing, and gnawing through the very fabric of the green, calling out for blood. In its wake, a trail of viscera and carnage is left, leading to a mystery that the Parliament of Trees has conscripted Poison Ivy and Swamp Thing to solve. Can the verdant villainess, and the avatar of the green make their way into the heart of this homicidal wilderness and discover the source of this horror? Or will they find themselves the next victims of those feral trees? Now I'm thinking about Evil Dead trees. This story, brought to violent life by G. Willow Wilson and Mike Perkins, will answer these questions, but beware, this terrifying tale is not for the weak of heart. There's been some really cool horror aspects going on in the Poison Ivy series, like body horror and just atmospheric as well overall. So I'm down for the scary trees. Oh, it's Scooby-Doo. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, oh, it's Scooby-Doo. It all makes sense now. What's going on? Here's this multiverses. Are we multiversing it? Yes, we are. Why? Superman's looking so kind as he's about to beat Bugs Bunny. He's like, I'm going to do this gently and fondly. It's the same thing in a different style. This is Multiversus Collision Detection number 2, written by Brian Q. Miller, art by John Samariva. The invasion begins. Relocated from their home dimensions by a mysterious, sinister force, champions from across the multiverse have appeared on the Justice League's Earth. Now it's up to Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman to figure out which champions are friends and which are foes before chaos erupts across the entire globe. Do any of you play Multiversus? Is that a game that you play? I haven't dived into it, delved in. Okay. I love everything about this cover. I really like that. Oh, that's fun. I mean, if they can't guess that the Wicked Witch of the West is probably against them, I don't know what to say. Oh, wow. There's a Bugs Bunny reference I haven't seen in a while. This is number 3. Written by Brian Q. Miller, and art by John Samariva. Let's go. Mayhem in the City of Tomorrow. Metropolis's newest citywide battle has everything. Ooh. Green Lantern, Hawk Girl, a child with a gem on his shiny round tum-tum. Just call him Steven Universe, please. A sprite-sized Dark Knight and the Head. It's that thing where Brainiac's code gets overwritten by an inebriated scientist who couldn't be bothered to hang around for the entire issue. These covers are great. Like, what a fun poster this would be. Look at Shaggy. I love Shaggy Man. And Bat Bunny. Oh, look at Wile E. Coyote in the back. That's just so cute. I like Dan Moore's cover for this. It's really cute. Oh, did they announce Samurai Jack? Oh, that's fun. These covers are going so hard. I'm really appreciating them. Number 4. Let's go. PhD, call Harley Quinn anything you want, but don't you dare try to take away her cuddly-wuddly new best friend from another universe. Oh, sorry. Start your engines, the clown princess of crime, the maiden of mischief. Do we call her the Maiden of Mischief now? Clear the crosswalks and fasten your seatbelts as Harles leads the Justice League in a sky full of multiversal champions through the streets of Gotham City on a physics-bending, law-breaking, rubber-burning race to the finish that will leave our champion's life hanging in the balance. Ooh, that's gruesome. Why do we have that? Ooh, is this their Halloween special? Are we actually doing a Halloween-y thing? I like that a lot. Oh, rats. Scary rats. I like this too. That's kind of cool. Trippy. He's full of bats. It's full of bats. DC Horror Presents, number 1. Written by the Boulet brothers. David. Oh, really? Okay, cool. That's interesting. We're doing actor like writing again. And Leah Kilpatrick. All right. What are we doing? Bones crunching, worms munching, blood spattering. These are a few of our favorite. Oh, we're supposed to be singing it? Oh, I'm not going to go back and do that. These are a few of our favorite things. From some of the most dark and cunning minds in horror comes DC Horror Presents, a new collection of gruesome tales set in the DCU with stories penned by some of our favorite names in horror. This anthology will have diehard horror fans quaking with fear. They always promise that, and it's not true. But we shall see. I really want one of these anthologies to be really terrifying. Just once. It has yet to happen, at least not for the last few years. All right. Oh, I like the glasses cover. All right. DC Horror Presents Creature Commandos, number 1. Written by, I can never say his name properly, and I feel so bad about it. Art by Jesus Hervas. This is the Creature Unit, a team of misfits assembled by a madly talented scientist for a dangerous military mission in this brand new era of Creature Commandos, penned by Count Crowley creator, whose name I can't say. I don't know why I struggle so much with David Dasmalchian. I know. You're awesome, and I'm sorry I can't say your name. The claws are out, fangs are barred, and blood is spilled. Do you ever have people where you just, because I read a lot of things, I just read them and I don't listen to them. I'm a big transcript person. I love to read an interview, which may be an odd thing. But lots of times I'm just in a position where I'm reading through texts and transcripts all the time. This is the Green Lantern one that we looked at last time, where it was Grumpy, where we learned all about the Grumposaurus Reximus of the Green Lantern universe. Thank you for people who are phonetically putting it there. I appreciate you. You've got my back, and I appreciate you. So this is Green Lantern, the Elseworlds one. Our grumpy mistress. I love this David Nakayama cover so much. All right. We're going to read it again because we're here. Green Lantern Dark number 1. Written by Tate Brombal. Art and cover by Werther Deladera. On a post-apocalyptic Earth overrun by monsters, the battle between good and evil ended long ago, and evil won. Now darkness prevails as humanity struggles to survive in the corrupted wasteland that remains. Only one hero is said to haunt what's left of our shadowed cities, the one who wields the mystical green flame that could return light to a dark world, the Green Lantern. But she's been missing for years. And on the isolated island of New England, Solomon Grundy's undead army only grows larger and more powerful every night. And did they not put the grumpy here? Good, because the grumpy was a quote. So we don't have the quote here about how she was too grumpy to get out of bed. Just about the celebrated creators. Good. Keep the grumpy out of it. That was not a promising quote. This sounds good and solid and creepy. Fun. Batman looks tired on this. He's been squatting up there for a while. This is Gotham by Gaslight. Yep, Gotham by Gaslight, The Kryptonian Age, number 5. Written by Andy Diggle, with art and cover by Leandro Fernandez. With Luthor's schemes revealed, he dispatches his Suicide Squad to Smallville, Kansas, to further secure the secrets of the ancient Kryptonian age. But when the ruthless task force challenges the town's seemingly bumbling sheriff to a deadly duel, they'll quickly discover that this lawman is far more super than they ever realized. This is the fantasy one. I do like this. That's pretty cool. These covers are nice. This is Dark Knights of Steel, All Winter, number 4. Written by Jay Kristoff and Tom Taylor. Art by Tirso and Riccardo Federici. The snow falls heavier and ice zombie hordes grow thicker as Slade and Alec battle their way through the frozen Badlands in search of the dark wizard who commands the All-Winter. But even once they manage to secure some semblance of shelter, will the truths of their pasts that emerge bring them together or tear them apart for good? And the backup tale by Dark Knights of Steel mastermind Tom Taylor and superstar artist Riccardo Federici, the King of Atlantis will stop at nothing to ensure his legacy, even if it means tearing the surface world apart to find the rightful heir he long thought was dead. Ben Chan, Batman poops into chimneys. It did have a little bit of a look of that, didn't it? That's not what they were going for. He's brooding. He doesn't have gargoyles. He's got a brood on top of chimneys. Vampires. Here are my vampires. DC versus vampires. Ah, we're the same, you and I. It's not the same without Hal. Ooh, interior vampire mouth shot. Ollie's beard. It's because it's the apocalypse. For those of you who want vampire mommy Wonder Woman, why is Hal's ring there? Don't tease me. DC versus Vampires World War V, number 3, written by Matthew Rosenberg and Tyler Boss, art by Otto Schmidt and Tyler Boss. The war between vampires and heroes rages on with bloody casualties on all sides, but Damian Wayne, the vampire with the mind of a human, remains the most desired prize in the fray. Both Green Arrow and the vampire army seek to put him down for good, and it's starting to look like Damian's days are numbered until a dark knight emerges from the shadows and offers unexpected salvation. And in a backup story written and illustrated by Tyler Boss, everyone's favorite interdimensional imp Batmite pops into our universe, only to learn the sad fate of his bat idol. There's other heroes to worship, though, right? Right? Ah, this is Batman Full Moon. Batman fights a werewolf, which they also put the solicits out for a while back, but we're here now. So, and this is its month, the month of horror, so feels appropriate. I know not all of you were here for some of those other streams, so this may be your first time encountering Batman fights a werewolf again, for this is something that he has done a few times. So this is Batman Full Moon number 1, written by Rodney Barnes, art and cover by Steven Subic. An ancient and supernatural force stalks the streets of Gotham City, a lichen so powerful it'll defy Batman's most trusted resources, his brilliant mind and extensive gadgetry. But are Batman's physical strength and resilience alone enough to put the creature down for good? Or will this fight strip him down to his very bones? Even powerful magical allies like Zatanna caution that Bruce might not walk away from this one unscathed. That was actually more in depth than they've given before for the other ones. I just like they use the word lichen. That's always fun to say. Nice House by the Sea, number 4, whose cover is not here. Sad Tear, written by James Tynion IV, art and cover by Alvaro Martinez Bueno. The impossible has happened. The house has been invaded from the outside. What does it mean that someone, anyone out there still exists? And how far will the residents of this house go to protect themselves? Plastic Man, melting, and also Plastic Man horror things.
There's something really grim about this one that I enjoy quite a bit.
Plastic Man No More, number 2. This is the one where we talked about it, where they were going for Cronenberg vibes. That's what they were going for. So we're going for body horror things with Plastic Man, which not everybody was here for. Some people were, some people weren't. This is written by Christopher Cantwell, and the cover is by Alex Linz. The Justice League won't listen to him. His wife and kid want nothing to do with him, but Plastic Man doesn't need a single one of them to pull off his grand plan to cheat death. And it all starts with a kidnapping the Metal Men. It's for a good cause, he swears. What tone are we doing, Solicit? What tone are we doing? Because the one is pitching, it's dark and horror and Cronenberg, and this is like womp womp, dark, funny shenanigans, I guess. Oh, hey, Metal Men, though. We don't always get to see the Metal Men. This is the Jenny Sparks. Yes, it is. Jenny Sparks number 3, written by Tom King, art and cover by Jeff Spokes. The Justice League arrives on the scene to save the day, but will they listen to Jenny as she warns them this is a threat like no other? Maybe not, because they say that about every single threat. It becomes hard to believe it after so many times. Could the heroes be outmatched by the might of Captain Atom and his quest for divinity? Let the games begin. Zatanna, bring the house down, looking possessed on this cover. Is that Zatara? I like this one, even though it looks like she's in a burlesque show more than anything else. Zatanna, bring down the house, number 5, written by Mariko Tamaki, art and cover by Javier Rodriguez. And now, for her grand finale, Zatanna has been hunted by demons, terrorized by warring factions of magic, whisked halfway across the world by an ex, always running from the past rather than daring to face it down. But when it becomes clear that the ghost that haunts her lies in the kaleidoscope of childhood memories she's tried so hard to forget, will she be able to turn back the clock to not just save herself, but the very fabric of magic? Oh, is Constantine right underneath her? Is Hellblazer right underneath Zatanna? See the layout of this. Yes, he is. John Constantine, Hellblazer, Dead in America, number 10, written by Simon Spurrier, art by Aaron Campbell. It's time for John Constantine to live or die in LA, and at the rate his body has been decomposing, the smart money is on the latter. His only hope is to fulfill the mission with which Dream charged him, recover every grain of enormously powerful dream sand, seemingly seized by the triplicate entity that's eating the American subconscious alive. But when he learns just where the sand wound up, that mission will immediately become impossible. This is the My Adventures with Superman tie-in. Yeah, it is. Yeah, this is the one with the homage DBZ cover where Jimmy's looking off. My Adventures with Superman number 5, written by Josie Campbell, art by Pablo M. Collar. Amazo is free, but not for long if Bloodshot and Deathstroke get their way. Superman, the Kents, and Amazo are caught in the crosshairs of both men as they try to fend off an all-out invasion of Cadmus, all while learning dark secrets about Krypton's past and Amazo's true purpose. This is the Jason Todd Lives one. I really like this cover. Are we playing with the idea that Jason could be the Joker again, which is always something that I found narratively intriguing personally? This one's grim. This one's got a grim energy. From the Vault, from the DC Vault, Death in the Family, Robin Lives, number 4. Written by Jamie DeMatteis, art and cover by Rick Leonardi. I really like the Rick Leonardi cover. Over 30 years ago, history was made when fans voted to kill the second Robin, Jason Todd. Now DC continues the alternate story of what would have happened if he had lived. Will Batman be able to bring Robin back from the brink of madness, or lose the boy forever? And in losing Jason, will he lose himself as well? The stakes have never been higher as the Joker prepares to unleash an army of mad virus bats on the city. It all comes down to a bullet aimed at the Joker's head, with millions of lives and Jason Todd's soul and sanity hanging in the balance. We got some facsimiles. Halloween facsimile. Nice. Batman number 237. I'll read it. We're here. Why not? For once, others are wearing superhero costumes as Dick Grayson and friends head to Vermont to attend the annual Rutland Halloween parade. But when a costume Batman, in quotes, is murdered and the real Robin is injured, the real Cape Crusader crashes the party in the Night of the Reaper, featuring cameos both real and imagined that are sure to please any Bronze Age comic fans. Yeah, because this one had some tie-ins in it. Crisis facsimile. Of course, the famous cover. We're getting a Hawkman one, huh? Hawkman facsimile. Featuring the machine that magnetized men, which is a great description. Hawkman number 4. Let's see how they describe this now. I'm curious. Written by Gardner Fox, art and cover by Murphy Anderson. When 2 mysterious treasures suddenly appear on display at the Midway City Museum, the trail leads Hawkman and Hawkgirl to the lost city of Yin and to the hills of Ireland. But both trails end for our heroes with the unexpected discovery of the girl who split in 2. Read the exciting first appearance of Zatanna, that's why, in this full facsimile reprinting of the classic Silver Age tale. Because Zatanna is like gearing up to be a big deal again. So her first appearances were split across 4 different books, and she was looking for her father. So this is Sandman, the complete Shakespeare edition. So written by Neil Gaiman, art by Charles Vess, Brian Talbot, John Ridgway, Michael Zulli, and Steve Parkhouse. All right. The Sandman, then playwright William Shakespeare, A Midsummer Night's Dream from the Sandman number 19, established that Oberon, Titania, and other fairy characters from Will's plays existed within the Sandman universe. And issue number 75 revealed the full extent of the bargain made between Morpheus and Shakespeare that allowed his work to inspire humanity for generations to come. So we have that. Are we at Scooby-Doo? Have we hit the Scooby-Doo level of, yes, we have, the Batman and Scooby-Doo Mysteries number 10, written by Amanda Diebert, art and cover by Eric Owen. When the Mystery Machine gets a flat tire, oh no, Batman would love to help, but he's busy solving a rash of antique car part thefts and a series of heists from local tech labs. Maybe the nice mechanic who just opened a shop down the street can fix up Scooby and the gang instead, and maybe they can figure out what's up with the ghost car plaguing the outskirts of the city while they're at it. Ghost car. Is it Christine? Then they need to, that's above their pay grade. Ben Chan, thank you very much. It's a crime they don't have a Halloween anthology featuring Hal Jordan versus his greatest enemy, Yellow Bar of Soap. You could actually do a lot more horror stuff with Green and Lantern than they do. And it would be in space. They did a fun one a few years ago with Jessica Cruz. It was pretty solid. Rondale, you are right. The Rutland Parade story was the first unofficial crossover between Marvel and DC. It did. The staffers were crossing over in it. It's a fun story. This is Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Number 130. Written by Shawley Fish, art and cover by Valerio Chiola. Scooby and the gang are old hands at pulling masks off phony monsters. But when a werewolf crashes the mayor's fancy costume ball, blending in amongst several other partygoers, how can the gang tell which mask to pull off? They better figure out who's who, and quickly, before the mayor's party is ruined. Teen Titans Go on live TV. Teen Titans Go on TV, written by Amanda Diebert, art and cover by Agnes Garboska. Robin isn't just a sidekick, he's a star. Or he will be once the people who produce reality TV shows see him in action. He can do it all. Lead a team, decorate a secret lair, bake a cake that looks like a dangerous weapon. All he needs is a lucky break. When his teammates break out before he does, his ego takes a beating. Without a team to lead, can he save Jump City all on his own? Nope, because he doesn't even want to try. Maybe if they follow him on social media, it's your boy. But even the Hive has more followers than he does. Crisscross, Sarah Alfie, Margaret Sauvage, and Christopher Uminga join in on the fun, sharing important moments in the Teen Titans TV careers. So, if you're a Teen Titans Go person, this is out there for you. Ooh, what's Dan Mora cover? Is this Santa? Is this a Santa thing? The Krampus? It is. Look at Dan Mora's Santa. All right. Batman Santa Claus Silent Night. This is the are we at the collected editions? We are. We're at the collected editions. I just need to read it for you because it's just so over the top. Prepare for an epic crossover event with a not so jolly Saint Nick descending upon Gotham City. His cheerful demeanor has been replaced by a grim determination to investigate a brutal crime that has shaken the city in the days leading up to Christmas. With the help of his former student, the iconic Batman, Santa will unite with the heroes of the DC universe, including the legendary Justice League, to right this wrong, or the world will wake up to coal in their stockings. And when Krampus arrives, releasing monsters to destroy the holiday, Santa Claus and the Justice League stand as the only beacon of hope. This is not your typical holiday tale, but a brutal two-fisted narrative of hope, wonder, and monster hunting that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's Clouds in Canada. This is one of those things that you're either in or you're out for. So, okay, that means are we all the way at trades? Are we done with single things? Okay, this is Red Hood and the Outlaws collected. I think we are. Volume 3. If that's the case, I have to say, so they have 3 Absolute Universe entries, and it's the Trinity. Well, they're certainly easing in, I'd say, a bit easier. I feel a bit less overwhelmed with that than, say, like all the X-Men books that they threw at me personally. But it's a mileage may vary type of thing. Okay, so we have Detective Comics Volume 4 here. Nightwing Volume 6. Very nice cover. Superman, the combo, like couple of combo actor faces going on here. Volume 3, Justice Reborn. There's so many different covers I could have chosen for this arc. Wonder Woman Volume 2. This is still an awesome cover. The Flash Volume 2, Until Time Stands Still. Harley Quinn Volume 2. Jeff Loeb, The Witching Hour. 2024 edition. Hold on. Is it for me? How much of it is here? Yay. Okay, so a while ago, like they only collected some of this. Yay. DC's Finest, Catwoman, Lifelines. Oh, okay. I'm hyped for this. This was for me. I'm so stoked for that. Yay, boobsaw Catwoman. Oh, for $40, she's coming home with me. Yay. Oh, does it stop before issue 13? It does. Boo. But it's still got a lot of stuff in there. It's okay. It's okay. I'll live. I do like this DC Finest line that they're doing. I love when they start to collect all of some of these older things. Look at Hal's eyes on this one. Oh my goodness. This is Justice League of America, The Bridge Between Earths. So this is collecting some of the early Earth 1 and 2 crossover stuff, which is really interesting to read. I feel like I'm the market for DC Finest. If any of these are Lois Lane, I would die. There's the stream would just end. It would just be a puddle on the ground. DC's Finest, Green Lantern, The Death of the Green Lantern. I think I have these ones. Which ones are these? Green Lantern 1939? I do. But for those who do not, you can witness Star Sapphire. This is, events 0 hour, part 1. So if you don't want to pay for the tome, you can get the finest edition format because these aren't hardbound. DC's finest Legion of Superheroes. Zap goes the Legion. Well, that's just getting there because of that fun pun that we're doing. Everybody's always telling me that I need to talk about the Legion more. They're like, you need to do more Legion. The Legion is up your alley. I'm like, it is, but it's so much to explain. Oh no! Phoenix Gundam for $40. She's coming home with me. I didn't even think like that. Ah, man, I'm normally so in tune with the gutter, but I failed. Okay. The finest Flash, the breakout. Is this the breakout time period? It is. The early Silver Age stuff. I'm so excited for all of these. That's so fun. It's so great to be able to get these in decent quality. This is DC's Finest Justice Society of America for America and democracy. For collecting the earliest tales from winter 1940 to September 1942. Some of these are really hard to find. This is where my excitement is. Like absolute Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman without all their stuff. I'm down here for all of this. This is Superman Kryptonite, Darwin Cook, Tim Sale, the deluxe edition. This is also very cool. This is a retelling of Superman's first encounter with Kryptonite. Elseworlds Superman Volume 2. Is this 2024 edition? Yes, it is. The death and return of Superman with a very nice cover. And then we have the trades for Superman Volume 1, Supercorp. Batman Book 1 by Tom King. So you can collect that for 600 pages, huh? I love how done Batman looks on this cover. He's here for none of it. Batman Bruce Wayne, murderer turned fugitive omnibus. Oh my gosh, that was a time. Who remembers this arc? That was a time. Oh wow, all of it. Well, let me read this one because this has been a while. When Bruce Wayne is found with the dead body of Vesper Fairchild in his arms, he is arrested and imprisoned for murder. Though all signs point to his guilt, the Bat family will do whatever it takes to find the real killer and solve the murder. Oh my goodness, all of it. 1,152 pages. Bruce Wayne fugitive. Oh wow. I'm a bit surprised that this one is. There's so many things. I'm gonna have to make some decisions in October. There's gonna have to be some big decisions. This is Batman the Cult, 2024 edition, written by Jim Starlin. Don't do this to me, DC. Stop. I'm just one person. I'm only one person. This is Dark Knights of Steel, Volume 2. Deathstroke, the Terminator, Omnibus. I knew this one was coming. Volume 1. Because they're just collecting everything. They're trying to break me. Injustice Compendium. What a cover for Injustice Compendium. It's like, it's all in one place. Multiversity Harley screws up the DCU, furthering the Deadpool comparison vibes. This is Joe the Barbarian, Grant Morrison, and Sean Murphy. 2024 edition, all collected. What is a compendium? Okay, a compendium is like an omnibus, like a soft cover. But they're quite similar. They both collect a big chunk of a run, but you're not getting the the hard boundness. Outsiders, Volume 1. Poison Ivy, Volume 4, because this has just been going. It's the secret, silent, the juggernaut powerhouse. Andrew Jefferson is saying a compendium is a phone book. It's a good comparison, although it's been a while since I've seen a solid phone book. Last time I saw one, they were quite small. This is Suicide Squad Dream Team, which is part of the lead up to Absolute Power. Absolute Promethea, Book 1. Alan Moore. Oh, they're collecting Promethea, 2025 edition. So for those of you who don't have Promethea, they're going to do a re-release of that. And oh, we did it. Success, achievement. We were all in. We were all in on the solicits, and we did it. Go us. Not all heroes wear capes. Okay. What do we think? How are we feeling? It was okay. Aside from weekly Action Comics, which was it just kept going. Honestly, despite the fact that there are a lot of things in terms of like the all-in and absolute stuff, less overwhelming than anticipated. Going into it, I thought it would feel a lot more overwhelming than it did personally. But then, of course, actually going there, and if you were to try and collect everything and cover it, that's a completely different vibe. But just hearing about it, it did feel a lot more pick and choosy, which is, I'm not sure if that's what they're going for. I mean, with All In, I assume that they want you to get everything, but I also feel like it feels like you can just pick and choose a little bit, which is a good thing. Doug, thank you very much. I have to get ready for work, but I want to thank you for intrepidly getting us the scoop on the DC News front. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, but I definitely did not get the scoop. I think that Bleeding Cool actually earned their big all caps scoop headline that they were doing. Dante Cook, thank you very much. Hi, Casually Comics. As a fan of old Power Girl, the new stuff is just weird to me. Anti-Page team for life. However, the main story is all the Power Girl I got. Is it safe to jump into it yet? If you weren't vibing with it from the start, it still has very much the same tone. There was a bit of a break from the main thing where they did a Supergirl and Power Girl team up in another. They had to go to an alternate world type thing. But the thing is, the vibes are still very much, she's still written the same way. So if you are not enjoying the way she's being written, then I would say no, because it's been consistent on that front. So if it's one of those things where at least it has that consistency to it, but if it's not a consistency that you enjoyed, then I would say no. But I'm keeping tabs on it because I care. I care about Power Girl. Andrew Jefferson is saying All In just feels like they shuffled their creative teams. Well, I think for the mainline universe, it's because they're keeping things pretty much going. They're just trying to tell new arcs. It's the Absolute one where I think they're going to do the more out there stuff. And they're breaking some of that up, which is good. I think it's a good idea to start with just Absolute Trinity and then branch out, because if all the Absolute books that they're planning on doing were there, that would be very overwhelming. Like if they also had the Absolute Green Lantern and Martian Manhunter and Flash all coming out at the same time, this at least gives the Absolute Universe a chance to kind of build itself up. So we shall see. I also have graham crackers, and I feel like they are silent and I can eat it without it being weird. So I'm going to do that while I quietly take a look at what all of you are saying. I think I was most excited, as some of you could probably tell, for some of those collections like Catwoman, that era of Catwoman. Yay. I'm so hyped for that. The one thing about streaming is you get hungry. It's bizarre how hungry it makes you, because you're just sitting and talking, but there's something about it that just makes you really, really hungry, I find. I feel very shy about eating on camera. I feel like it's getting into mukbang territory at some points. Kim Dog is saying your eyes lit up. That era is special to me. It's the first floppy comic is from that era. I mean, a little sad that it won't be in there, but that's okay. It's okay. So it'll be some of the Golden Age stuff too. There are some things where you just can't find some of it, or it wasn't initially digitized, or since the fall of Comixology. And comics, like what's left digitally up, it varies from region to region. And then you like DC Universe isn't available everywhere. So I'm still I love digital media in terms of accessibility and the like, but I'll always be a stand for physical media as well. They both have their pros and their cons. I mean, digital media is king when it comes to space, because you really have to pick and choose when it comes to what you're actually going to keep in your home, because there's only so much space, and eventually at some point you may be in a position where you want to downsize it too. So oh yeah, Bitewing is Nightwing's dog. That's what's going on there. So what are you looking forward to, if anything? Has this made you feel more keen about it? Has it made you a bit more excited, less? What do you think? How are you feeling about it? Ben Chan, thank you very much. Thank you for continuing to do the solicits. After the first one, I honestly never thought you'd do it again. The first one was a bit of a disaster because I tried to do it like a regular video, but I can't not put a lot of B-roll or editing into my videos. I just like to. I feel that it enhances the videos to have the visual B-roll of what's being referenced. And so it ended up taking so much longer. Just doing it live is a much better solution. I wasn't on StreamYard yet at that time, but once I got onto StreamYard, and it's very intuitive and allows you to do a lot of things quite easily compared to some other programs. So I'm a big fan of it. It even lets you do things like I did today with the little custom tweaks to your layout. They're all little things, but they're quality of life things. So let me see what all of you are looking at and getting excited for. Let me pull up my other things, my other tabs. The other thing I have open is I have Witchblade open on my Kindle, because I was doing some research and the like for it. And I was looking at the gallery, the redesign gallery, which has been pretty fun. And it comes with the variants at the back, the digital version variants at the back. I have the digital copy. Some of them are quite nice. And the process of the redesign has been interesting to look at as well. It was just nice to finally have the time to be able to give that a look, because I was excited for that. It was one of the Kickstarters that I missed. Not that one, but the Darkness one, because they're also going to relaunch the Darkness in 2025. I know some people may be more excited for that. I know some people are big Darkness people on my channel. So that's something that's happening, because they did a Kickstarter for the Volume 3 compendium collecting stuff. And that's where they announced that they were doing more Jackie Estacado Darkness as well. MP, thank you very much. I appreciate Williamson and Snyder doing a vid. Since Johnson Didio left, DC hasn't had a carnival barker to promote initiatives. Hope that continues. I appreciated the video as well. Some people said that they found it confusing. I thought they were very clear in their messaging as to what they were aiming for, what they were doing. They keep hitting the it's not a reboot and not a retcon very hard. They very clearly want that to be what people come away with it with. The thing I've seen people be confused about is if there's a third universe combining the two. But I think looking at the solicits, you can see that they're two different things. And I thought they were pretty clear on it. And Snyder has been going a bit more in depth on his Twitter as well about trying to tell big, epic superhero stories. So we'll see where all of that goes. There's a little thing, but I did appreciate that those solicits gave them all the same kind of blurb. It's such a little detail, but it makes them feel connected in their own little universe. It's just, I feel personally that you can see that there's a lot of effort being put into trying to do the marketing for this. I can feel that they're trying, and I appreciate that. It sounds like a little thing, but it makes a difference. Dante Cook, thank you very much. Oh yeah, the new Witchblade dropped. What are your thoughts? I finished all 3 compendiums, and what a trip. Is the new stuff as chaotic? Not so far. It's not as chaotic so far, but we're only 1 issue in. There's still time for chaos. What made me smile, and I didn't realize how deep I was into Jackie, but there was instantly on the first page, there was a little Jackie Easter egg. And I was, oh, Jackie Estacado. I mean, it wasn't little, it was there to be seen, but I got way more excited about seeing a little photo of Jackie Estacado than I thought I would. It's like, oh, the darkness. And then I had to check to see when that was coming out. It's like 2025. Well, good, because everything's coming out in October. I was going to be scared. Because that's when all the things happen. Don't forget that when we did last live, Iron Man also, so many things. Because, well, I think the Marvel solicits, I assume they'll come out soon if they haven't already. And it feels only fair to do both and to give both. Sometimes I feel like expanding outwards to the other stuff and indies as well, just because I do enjoy looking at these. I like knowing what's out there because there's so much out there. Dynamite also, like, you know, the Powerpuff Girls tie-in, I mean, not tie-in, but the, what do you call it? Like continuation, their little thing. It's like started as well. There are so many things that are happening and so many things to be interested in. I don't know. I think that there's a lot out there right now. Personally, like a lot of things to choose from. At times it can almost feel overwhelming, but there's definitely a lot of stuff. Chemdog, the darkness. I believe in a thing called love, which is a great song, but it's not that darkness. But I always appreciate a reference to that as well. Oh, that's such a good song. Oh gosh, yes, that is happening. I saw the cover for that, and they're like, not final cover, it was Dan Moore. And I was like, look at how nice this looks. They're selling me on this idea that I never ever thought about before. Like, what if Naruto met the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I'm like, that's a question I never thought to ask or consider. But there it is. So that is a thing. MP is asking, how much more do you think DC will reveal at San Diego Comic-Con next week? We'll see. I think personally, this is just my theory. I have no proof of this at all, so I could be entirely wrong. But I think some of the leaks were pre-planned marketing leaks, and some of them I don't think were. So I think some of their pre-stuff was planned as hype, and some of it was them having to get ahead because some of the leaks were leaks and not marketing leaks. But that's just my theory, because I do think that some of the leaks had a bit of a coordinated feel, like the t-shirt and those kind of things, while others had more of a grassroots, oh, this is a leak kind of vibe to me personally. But I don't know. I wasn't there on the inside. But let me see what all of you are saying. There's so many people just quoting the lyrics from that song now, which is fun. I am curious, is that San Diego this year feels like there's a lot going on and there's a lot happening. I feel like it's been a while. I think I said this last stream too. I feel like it's been a while since San Diego has been that stacked. So it'll be interesting to hear what comes out of it and what we get out of it. So it's an interesting time. It's an interesting time, and you know me, I like to have an ice heart, but I feel a little excited. There's some thawing. It's bad. It's get the ice back around it. Ice Quinn. You see what all of you are saying. Oh, Camry's talking about the time that Diana worked for a burger joint back in the late 80s. We talked about that briefly. Diana's had so many periods doing so many different things. Are some of you
laughing at the fact that Bruce just isn't going to have money again. Listen, he's got no butler, even though he still also does not have a butler in the main timeline, but it's totally different. He has no butler. Superman has no home, which sounds quite bleak, I have to say. Christopher Townsend. Yes, Amanda is going. Yes, she'll give me the on the floor scoop if anything interesting happens. Yeah, this should be a really good time. I think if like last time we spoke, she said that she thought her Rogue cosplay would be ready. So that'll be very sweet. That'll be very cool. I always love seeing the photos of cosplay from the events. That's always very fun. Some people go all out. Sometimes I watch those channels where people just build things for cosplay. They're very soothing, or just dress up and do the whole thing. It's very fun. James Bunt is saying, maybe the job problem is how Diana and Hal are alike. Maybe. I'll never be over the fact that at one point they were pitched as being a couple. No. No. Okay, where are we with this? Okay, just another Glorps Day morning is saying Bruce has to cook his own meals. Where are we with this? Can Bruce cook or not? This is an ongoing fandom debate as to whether or not Bruce knows to cook for himself. I say yes, because he did all that traveling and abroading, and I'm assuming at some point during it, he had to cook for himself. So I'm on the yes, Bruce can cook for himself. I don't know if he's great at it, but I assume that he can cook for himself. What do you think? Can Bruce Wayne cook? This is a purely online question that it needs to stay in its online space for people who understand such questions. This is one of those questions that if you went to a con and asked it, people would laugh. But you know what? It is interesting to contemplate based upon where you're coming at it, like what era you're from. What do you think? Can he cook? It also depends. Like sometimes they talk about it in canon too. Balls Monkey is just saying, really? Diana and Hal? Ew. It was going to be a thing, but then it just didn't end up happening. I did a video on it a while back because it fascinates me. Harold Bering is saying, Bruce has no time to cook. What if he meal prepped? Because remember, he's Mr. Preparation. Some people even say that his superpower is that he can be so prepared and plan for all these things. Would that not also include meal prep? If he can plan to kill all his friends, I think he can prep some chicken. Just, I think you would have time for that. Let me see what all of you are saying. There's some interesting conclusions being drawn in the chat. Like Blue Exy is saying, any food Bruce makes ends up being bat-shaped. He's just got bats on the brain all the time. Who thinks that the more that logo gets drawn in Absolute Batman, it's just going to slowly get more and more bat-like over time? It's just going to transform into full bats by the end of it. John Stewart, wow, is saying he can, but he prefers to just eat rats like he made Robin do that time. That was All-Star Batman. That's different. That's a different Batman. We don't talk about that Batman except when we do because it's very entertaining. There are so many things about that run, at least up until it started leaning into the fact that it was a meme. It was more fun when it was an accidental meme. And there is a part of me that actually genuinely likes back tattoo Joker just because it's a cool tattoo. But I like tattoos, so I'm biased in that regard. I can hear, is that Alvin? That is Alvin. We haven't had an Alvin sighting tonight, but he's lurking around. I'm kind of afraid he's going to knock the mic again, though, like he did last time he was here. Just another Glorps Day morning is saying Absolute Batman will tie a live bat to his chest for maximum edge. Okay, so that's a good question, actually. Where are we on the concept of edge factor? After looking at all of that, do you still feel like it's trying to be very edgy? Is it giving you edgelord vibes?
from it? Is that what you're getting when you look at those pictures? Or are you getting the whole, like, they're supposed to be bleak and I wrote it down. Hold on. Every time, one day I'll remember it when this initiative is done. Like years later, I won't need it. Underdogs, tougher, more resourceful. That's it. Do they look like tougher, more resourceful underdogs? Is that what you're getting, or are you getting edge? You can hear Alvin from outside. Alvin, are you still out there, Alvin? I think he left. If he comes back though, then we can I think we can see him. I know you all like seeing him. Ben Chan is saying nothing will be as edgelord as Vampire Dick Grayson. It's true. Remember when they gave him like the Hellraiser like coat and everything? They were trying so hard. It wasn't the same as Hal. Yeah, him like reaching his way through Bruce's chest and everything. Yeah, they tried really hard with Vampire Dick to give him kind of like a cool 90s vampire vibe. Rockstar is saying, can Absolute Superman stay at Batman's place since he's homeless? I don't know if they know each other yet. We'll have to see how they meet and get to know each other. Oh, Alvin's back. Hold on. You can come in. Come in. Alvin. Come in. Do you have things to say? Come here. Come on. Come on. Are you coming up or are you... Oh, there you go. There you go. There we go. Now you're going to get the true opinion. Oh my goodness. Why do you have to pull the mic? Oh. Yes, people who have been here for a while, you'll know Alvin. This is Alvin, the Siamese cat, who is always so loud and making all of his opinions heard. So, Ramiro Ezekiel Moreno saying, absolute Alvin. I don't know if the world's ready for that. Are they ready for absolute Alvin? Oh, he's petting himself on me. He's not angry. He's happy. That's true. He's not angry. He just sounds that way. This is what a happy Alvin sounds like. Whew. So of all of the creative teams and changeovers and all that, which one are you most excited for? Or did it make much of a difference to you? Are you someone who follows creative teams, and is there anybody who you're really excited for? Anything you're really disappointed for? I think the one that gives me the most pause would probably be the solicit for Detective Comics, talking about changing up the deaths of Bruce's parents. Again, his parents are dead, and I think we should just leave them alone. Let the dead rest. May they rest in peace. But that is just my opinion. And again, as said, maybe you never know. It's not here yet. Gotta give it a chance. But it does give me pause, and not that kind of pause. No, that wasn't a deliberate. That wasn't deliberate. That just happened. You've got cats on the brain because Alvin is here. You're all being too punny in the chat. Jordana is saying Bruce needs a secret half-sibling. Again. Oh, maybe they'll go remember the Iron Man route where they're like, they weren't really his parents. Maybe we'll go with that. Maybe they're not his parents. They're like, they weren't actually his parents at all. He just thought that they were. 8-year-old Bruce was in the alley and he killed real Bruce and assumed his identity. Like, I don't know. What can we do at this point? What can we do at this point? Oh, I'm so like, I am curious because again, there have been so many things that they have done with that already. Okay, so let me pull up what Camry is saying. Here's the thing with the whole absolute line. The promise is that it's different takes and different ideas. Everything I've seen so far seems pretty derivative of things I've seen before. There are a lot of things that are reminiscent of other things. It's interesting because I think there's also that line of you still want them to be recognizable enough that they feel like some vestige of the original character, unless you're going to go full tangent or something like that. And going full tangent, I think, is a risk because as much as some people want things to be all different, I think the larger portions you like the familiarity of it. Let me see. There you go. All purring. Can you hear him purring? He's really happy. Oh, he's giving me the chin, the under chin. You know, that's trust. That's trust. Adrian Parchment is saying Stan Lee Batman. Yeah, there are some vestiges of that, aren't there? Aw. You heard me talking and you wanted to hear what all of the excitement was about. The excitement is about absolute, all in. I think this is one of those things where most of the rumors, most of them, not all of them, but most of them turned out to be true. The things that weren't were just about certain creative teams and the like. So of the two, now that you've seen All In versus Absolute, which are you more interested in? Are you interested in continuing with the main line, or are you looking to give Absolute a chance? Or are you at very least going to check out the All In special so you can see Darkseid? Darkseid is shepherding in another event. Darkseid is hopefully not sending Bruce Wayne back in time again or something like that. Doug Van Dorn is saying, I feel cheated. We need absolute crypto and absolute streaky. I need streaky to go back to being Supergirl's cat. And I still find that issue where Supergirl just gave her cat to Power Girl odd. It's like he needs you more than, I don't know. I still find that to have been odd. Absolute Comet. Oh, we can do another reimagining because remember how differently they reimagined Comet in the 90s Supergirl series with the whole angel thing that happened? So you can do some different things. That was quite different. Okay. So some of you who are asking for different, what would you do? You're on Rectangle Man. What would you do? What would you do that would make Batman feel different, but not break him? If the rule is that we still have to keep it so that it feels like somewhat like, like he's from the universe. Why did you bat my chest? And just another Glorps Day morning is saying, absolute Batman. A regular Gotham citizen had Batman fly through their window and became Batman Man. Yeah, I think a lot of regular citizens have had Batman fly through their window. Kavinsky is saying, what if Batman just lived a normal life and had happy parents and became Batman just to help people? No bad stuff. Yeah. Make him a Viking. Why do I feel like that's happened? Doug M. I liked the Batman from The Gods and Monsters. That was really cool. Where it was Kurt Langstrom. I loved that. Where they played with the idea that Kurt Langstrom made himself a vampire and became Batman. And it was such a clever play on the serum and what he did to himself in the mainline continuity. I really enjoyed that. And you had a Batman that still felt like it belonged and the name fit and everything, but they were doing something different. All of those, actually. Like the way they did Superman there as well. That whole universe, I think, is underrated. It was pretty cool because they did the movie. They had a couple of tie-ins. They didn't end up going anywhere really, which is a shame because I think there were some really interesting ideas there. It was a clever way to change it up.
Blue XC is saying Commissioner Gordon crashes through his window. Bruce then becomes a policeman. Matthew Brower is saying it flies through his door. It just came into a different part of his house and he became doorman. You guys are having fun with this. I like some of your cheeky ideas that you're coming up with. Oh, I think we did that in pretty good time. We got to look at all the things. We saw all the changes, what was different, what's coming up. Now we can decide what we're all in on. Dante Cook, thank you very much. So in All In, are we de-aging Clark or swapping him for John? The image of Superman are too young and hot boy. I'm all in for the new Wonder Woman look. Well, maybe they're younger. Because sometimes when they did alternate, universe, like think about Earth 1 and 2 from way back in the day when you then had the Golden Age Earth, where the characters were significantly older. And that was interesting because not only was it a way to acknowledge and honor the legacy of the pre-existing Golden Age characters, but it was a way to tell stories about them at a completely different point in their life. So sometimes having the timelines be at different points can be interesting. And so then when you had those crossovers between Earth 1 and 2, that was another fascinating element because you would have certain characters interacting with their different counterparts at different points in their life. I almost said counterpoints, but like then you had those different eras coming together. And so that was always fun. It was fun to see that connection. So depending upon what you do with that, you can actually be pretty clever and fun with it. If you play with the planets or universes happening at different times, that can be interesting. Rockstar is asking, does Bruce dig his own cave in his suburban backyard? It's like based on that cover and some of the stills, it looks like he's hanging out in a more industrial type area, which always gives me Batman Beyond vibes. Just I think about some of the episodes with the frameworks of buildings where like Terry would have to fight a lot because there was a lot of building going on in Neo Gotham all the time. Oh, Jonata Oliveira is saying Batman dies and is replaced with a new Batman after the first issue. That would be a curve everything. You want to scream it where it's just like protagonist swap. Ben Chan is saying, nah, he just has a man cave. He just puts a sign on the door like, nobody come in. Do not disturb. Serious business. Grumpy Goat, thank you very much. If you could use one of your character voices in an official animated movie, who would it be? Probably the like edgelord teen girl voice I use for Punchline. One of the girl voices I do. I don't get to do girl voices as much. Oh, or like no, it's not generic. There's a voice I used years ago for Joseph on Dream Daddy. That one would be fun as well. Like years ago on Shippers when I streamed Dream Daddy, I was really pleased with the voice that came for Joseph. The hot mess choice that was Joseph and the cult ending, because I knew about the cult ending going into it, that he was secretly a member of a cult. So I gave him like a really cult-like voice from the beginning. That was fun. That was a fun stream. Streaming visual novels is a time. Alvin. He was settling for a moment, but then he came back. Ow. Your back paws are quite intense tonight. We trimmed some of them. We didn't get all of them, apparently. But yes. So I think we cover. It's getting close to midnight. It's been a while. We've been here for over 2 hours chatting about all of this and going through all of the solicits. I think it was really cool to read through them. That was my first time getting to look at all of that. Definitely very excited for some of it.
putting the Catwoman thing on my list right now. And I hope that you too were able to find something that you were interested in, or at least know now that you are or are not vibing with it. Thank you so much for taking some time to hang out with me. I'm going to be back probably talking about Witchblade next. And I have a special interview dropping in the middle of next week. So be on the lookout for that. And thank you so much. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day, night, evening, whatever it is. Hopefully, Alvin doesn't eat the microphone. And I will see you again soon. All right. Thank you so much. Bye bye.